If you saw the readout last night, you saw Republican Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida make this claim.
Do you know that Social Security is going to be insolvent in 2035?
It is not going to be. That is not true. That is actually not true. Okay, the thing he said there that is true is the date, 2035. But Social Security is not going bankrupt. 2035 is the year Social Security trustees say that its trust funds will be depleted. But again, Social Security is not and will not be bankrupt. Okay, now this is the part where I ask you to take out your phones and hit record so you can tell a friend or your Fox viewing uncle the facts. Okay, get your phones out. Here we go. Social Security pays benefits to people who paid in via that FICO tax thing that you see on your paycheck. And they pay that from two sources, a massive trust fund that builds up over time and from current payroll taxes. So that even if the trust fund is depleted, money is still coming in. And as long as people are working and paying payroll taxes, money coming in means benefits will be paid out, even after 2035. Okay, hopefully that clears that up. But Congressman Donalds made a case for something conservative and libertarian billionaires and the right in general have wanted for a really long time. You are in favor of privatizing Social Security.
No, I'm not in favor of privatizing it.
But you just argued for it.
I said you brought it up, and I brought you the facts.
But you
on S&P 500.
So if a bill came forward to privatize Social Security, you'd be for it?
No, because what we should be doing...
Okay, then it's a moot point. Then it's a moot point.
It's not a moot point. You're trying to put words in my mouth.
But you just explained that the S&P would be a better return than Social Security.
Better returns.
So then you're for privatizing it.
That is a fact.
Okay, so
don't cheapen privatization when the data is crystal clear that the returns would have been better.
Okay, you're for it. You've said that you're for it.
That means that it would have been a better situation than what we've seen to this point.
Voila. Okay, privatizing Social Security has long been a goal of the right and a major one for the Tea Party. Here's Republican Senator Mike Lee back in 2010.
It will be my objective to phase out Social Security, to pull it up by the roots and get rid of it. Here, here.
Phase out Social Security and pull it up by the root. But the talking point goes back way before that. Here is President George W. Bush after his re-election in 2004.
Let me put it to you this way. I earned capital in the campaign, political capital, and now I intend to spend it.
I got capital. Bush used his so-called political capital to aggressively push a plan to partially privatize Social Security. It was so broadly unpopular that despite Republican majorities in both houses of Congress, it was never even brought up for a vote. Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy of Illinois. Congressman, it is so great to see you in person.
Same here. Thank you.
This is what's fun about being a D.C. show, is that we get to see you guys in person. Okay, so let's go through this just for a moment. This idea that Social Security is drying up on the vine and that it's just going away. Please explain, if I did not do so thoroughly enough, why that is not only not true, but actually dangerous to the program.
Oh, it's just false. It's a lie. You know, it's about as true as George Santos having stormed the beaches of Normandy, Joy.
Wait a minute, he didn't storm the beaches of Normandy?
I think the truth of the matter is that around 2035, just as has happened many times in the past, including in 1986, because of demographic changes, adjustments will be made to make sure that Social Security is there for the next generation. President Biden has put forward, and many others have, the proposal to raise the cap on the income subject to Social Security. Right now, the cap is about $160,000. So for people who earn much, much more than that, and there are a lot of folks that do, they don't pay taxes on most of their income, unlike most Americans.
Yeah.
So that's a common sense proposal that actually most Republicans support.
Well, and just to explain, just so people understand that, you pay that FICO tax on the first $160,000 of your income, even if you make $1 bazillion.
Right.
Everybody who makes $1 bazillion, they don't pay taxes because they get that as a business. But let's just say you earned a paycheck that was $4 million. You only pay on 160. If you just inch that up, you'd fix it. One of the other issues is that if you look, I just want to put up a little chart. I love charts and graphs. I'm a nerd. And it shows what has to be spent by the federal government. There's the kind of spending that is discretionary, meaning defense spending, which is a big chunk of that. Sure. There's things like social programs, food stamps, things like that. But then there's Social Security and Medicare. They're not discretionary, right? It's not like the government could say, you know what, we feel broke and we're not going to pay it. They have to pay it.
That's right. I mean, this is something that, as you know, is like vital for most Americans. It turns out that something like half of Americans rely on Social Security for half of their income. And so we're talking about maybe 20 million Americans who would go into poverty if Social Security weren't there for them. So that's why it's so vital for us to make sure that we keep our promise. And because it's a mandatory spending program, we have to under the law.
Under the law. And you know, Chile tried this. I think even during Pinochet, they tried it. And even he said, no, that's going too far, right? Because it was a disaster. What wound up happening is that if you took that Social Security trust fund, handed it to Wall Street firms, which they would love to get their hot little hands on it, and they gambled it in the stock market and then lost it, they would still get their fees.
Well, look at last year.
Yes.
The S&P was down 20%.
That's right.
So just imagine if we had invested that Social Security trust fund in the stock market in any given year, and you experienced that type of loss, what you'd see is what you saw in the United Kingdom when they attempted to do something similar, which is bailouts. The government ends up bailing out these funds. We go into further debt, and we're worse off than where we are right now.
And so this is my challenge, is that the Republicans are not having a real debate on this. Some of them are saying, like Lindsey Graham did, that we should raise the retirement age, I don't know, 77 or 99 or whatever, so no one ever gets it. You have people who want to privatize it. The two things they don't want to talk about, right now you're about 2 workers for every retiree. Because it's basically, it used to be 3 to 1. There were 3 people actively working to pay for one retiree. It's now 2 to 1. Immigration would fix that.
You know what?
A little tax increase, a little immigration will fix it.
You hit the nail on the head. I'm a legal immigrant myself. I'm from India. I came here when I was 3 months old. And we're down by millions of immigrants right now.
That's right.
These are younger workers, people who pay into the system, support our social safety net. The other thing that we have to do, Joy, is today only 1/3 of Americans have a 4-year college degree. For the 2/3 of Americans who do not, we have to absolutely upskill their earning potential.
That's right.
You upskill their earning potential, guess what? They're able to pay more taxes, earn more money themselves, and support the social safety net. So that's another key reform that we need.
I think one other thing I would love for the Democrats to do is stop calling it entitlements. This is something people paid into. It's
their money.
It's their money that they're getting back for having paid into the system.
It'd be like me saying, you know, the money in your wallet, that's an entitlement.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you. I love having this conversation with somebody who actually cares about the issue. Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you.